Who do you guys think is the most influential person in history?
I'm just going to say Beyonce.
Why is that?
Female empowerment.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
I really like Pink. She's like, she just sticks to her values, and she's very like women. She's very like feminist.
Yeah.
But she's also a very strong woman.
Who do you think is the most influential person in history?
At the top of my head, I would say Adolf Hitler, because he was a big part of our history, and I just feel like that changed a lot. So that would influence a lot in our history.
So, who do you think is the most influential person in history?
I reckon Jesus Christ. Not because I'm religious, but the impact he's had for like 100,000 years. Everyone, I don't know, a lot of people like him. Christianity's like one of the biggest religions ever. So, he was a real person. I reckon he's the most influential person ever. Yeah.
So, who do you think is the most influential person in history?
I have no idea.
Would you say, I don't know, Michael Jackson or like Napoleon, Jesus Christ?
J. Cole.
J. Cole?
Yeah, the rapper.
Oh, right, the rapper, yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
So why do you say that? Why do you think he's influential?
His music's like, it tells a story. It tells a story every time he makes a song. It's good, yeah.
Who do you think is the most influential person of all time, in your opinion?
I could
no right or wrong answer.
maybe Muhammad Ali.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a boxer. He used to be a boxer, and he used to always talk about Allah.
Yeah, he was an inspiration for many people.
Yep.
So what makes a person influential?
Leaving something behind, I think, or like the impact you have on people. So you had a big impact, and then you left a big legacy that people follow for hundreds of years. And I guess that's what Jesus did. People follow his principles of like being nice and loving your family and stuff like that. So yeah, I think if you just leave a big mark on the world, you'll be super influential. But then I think it also aligns with like your views. Obviously, you're not going to like someone if they don't align with your views, so they're not going to be really impactful on you. So yeah.
In your opinion, what defines an influential person? What would their characteristics be?
The characteristics would be. I reckon it depends. Like, people could actually have a lot of impact on other people.
Yeah.
Like, they would have a lot of it. So I reckon a person is like doing the right thing, praying. I reckon believing that there's a God up there, and they get it looked at, and they're actually doing the right thing. I reckon that's a good individual being.
Totally, I
Like,
agree with
knowing yourself deep down with yourself that you're doing the right thing.
So have you guys ever read or have even heard about a book called 100 by Michael Hart? So it was written in 1978, and he goes through, I think he did a lot of research, and he came up with top 100 persons in the history ever. So I guess Beyonce wasn't born then, but he basically chose Muhammad as the most influential person in history, the founder of Islam. So are you guys surprised by that?
Kind of, but also not really. I agree. He is pretty influential, but I didn't think about him.
I think it makes sense.
It makes
and
sense.
Plus, back in the time too, it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because he basically, the reason why he put him as number one was his argument was that not only was he successful in terms of religious terms, but also secular terms. And he said if you look at a lot of people in history, whether political or whomever, they tend to be either on the secular side or on the religious side. Whereas Muhammad was born where, Arabia was quite a backward area. There were no trade routes or anything to take advantage of. So for Arabs to be inspired and take over the world in a way at that time, he thought that was pretty incredible. So what do you know about Islam? I guess, do you think, based on your knowledge, was he a good figure then?
Oh, well, my knowledge is very, very finite. First I've heard of Muhammad.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the first I've heard of him. But yeah, the knowledge I have on Islam is next to zero,
Yeah.
or religion for that matter. Yeah. So Yeah, like he could be he probably be a good figure if he's influenced. He's like the most influential person, in the history of the world. So he must have done something right for people to want to follow him and have such a big impact. So, yeah, it's probably all right. Probably an all right guy.
Cool.